In this week's Parsha in Revi'i, we encounter Lavan, the brother of Rivka, who learns of Rivka's encounter with Eliezer and sees an opportunity that he can seize upon for his own good. After all, Eliezer represents a man of great wealth, Avraham Avinu, and this might be Lavan's chance to rise in prominence and significance. The late Nechama Leibowitz noted that in the two stories that we're told about the encounter of Eliezer and Rivka, there are significant differences. Most of them are pointed to by Chazal, and yet Nechama lays them out in a very clear fashion. The first is the story of what really happened, of how God blessed at Avraham Bakol. And the second is the report that Eliezer gives to Lavan, knowing full well who he is dealing with. And from the opening words, in fact, the beginning of that report, we see the differences that Eliezer understood were necessary when dealing with such a scoundrel as Lavan. Instead of saying that God blessed Avraham Avinu B'kol, which includes both material and spiritual blessings, Eliezer reports, Vashem berachet Adoni ma'od vayigdal vayiten lo tzon uvakar v'kesev v'zahav v'avadim u'shvachot u'gmalim v'chamorim, that God blessed my master, says Eliezer, with all forms of material wealth, leaving out the spiritual. In fact, he even leaves out the fact that Avraham Avinu had him take an oath in the name of Elokei Hashamayim v'Elokei Haaretz, the God of the heavens and the earth, instead just saying that my master had me take an oath. He leaves out as well any reference to the concern Avraham Avinu had that Yitzchak would end up in a foreign land instead of his future daughter-in-law coming. He changes Avraham's command to be a command specifically to find someone from the family as opposed to someone just from the land from which he'd come. And of course, he changes the final order of what happened at the end, because there's protocol in the world. And therefore, despite the fact that Eliezer gave Rivka the gifts before he found out her lineage, the fact that she was related to Avraham Avinu, he changes the message. And he tells Lavan, I knew who your sister was. And therefore, it was only after I asked her, Bat Miat, and she told me that she was Bat Betuel ben Nechor asher yaldalo milkam, that I gave her the jewelry. In every sense, Eliezer has to be careful when dealing with Lavan, and the Torah teaches us so much by repeating the story. This, in fact, is what Chazal talked about when they explained to us how significant the Sikha, the mere conversation that took place in Sefer Bereshit is to what we and how we can lead our own lives. We need to know who we're speaking with. We need to know when we are in danger and how we need to change our language, and we need to know what we have to stand up for and not given it all. That's what occurs in this conversation. First, the facts, and then the way they are repeated to Lavan by Eliezer, the faithful servant of Avraham.